joining us. Welcome to wherever we're doing. Please hit the red subscribe button and then ring the bell for notifications so you'll know whenever we do anything on YouTube. One of the big trends on this platform is election predictions. What would happen is someone would use some sort of interactive map to denote electoral college votes and try to predict what would be the outcome of the 2020 presidential race. And I thought I would try my hand on this. This is an app that is found on the App Store, Electoral College Predictor. And while I was going through this, I noticed something that should scare you, especially if you are a Trump supporter or a supporter of any particular Democratic candidate for president, especially one Joe Biden. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and fill this up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill this up with the votes that I think are going to happen in 2020, the Electoral College votes. Put in, sorry about that. As a matter of fact, we're going to leave Pennsylvania blank for a while. Maryland, those guys will turn blue. We'll also leave Ohio blank for a while. Okay. And the red, of course, is for the Republican candidate. We'll just go ahead and fill that up as red. Indiana's red. Illinois is blue. These are red, these are red, these are red, these are red. Louisiana's red. This is blue. Come on. It's hard to do this when you have a finger about as big as Texas. Texas, by the way, we're going to leave blank for a while, and there is a reason for that. Okay. Wyoming red, Montana red, New Mexico's blue, of course. That's red. Bear with me for a moment. And of course, these four states will turn blue almost automatically. California. Okay. We'll turn Hawaii blue and red, and all these are the split electoral votes of Nebraska and Maine, and we'll go ahead and make them red. So there you have it. I want to make sure that I'm not leaving anything out here. Oh, yes. I turned Florida blue. Wishful thinking, but now we have the map that I actually started out with. And if we noticed something, we have a tie score, you might say, 224 for both Republicans and Democrats. Now, I based a lot of this on recent polling in these states in which Joe Biden was selected as the presidential candidate. May I point out to those of you who are fans of Bernie or Kamala or Mayor Pete or anybody else that almost all of those guys would get beaten by Trump according to the latest polling. In some cases, Bernie would win, but in many of the cases, especially the three cases I'm going to mention, there are leads by Joe Biden. So let us assume for about 5 seconds that Pennsylvania turns blue and Ohio turns blue. So now we have a 262 Democratic, Republican 224. Now let us assume for about 5 seconds, you'll probably flash, but let's assume that Joe Biden, who's a little bit ahead, but by 1 percentage point right now in Texas, actually wins, holds on to that 1% lead, and wins. Obviously, you now have a Democratic win of 300 electoral college votes as opposed to the Republican Party of 224. And that would mean Joe Biden would be the new president. But here is the interesting thing. We started this thing off when we filled it out with the 3 states we left out tied at 224. Now, what would happen if this map is the way it is, but Texas does not flip blue? It turns red. Now take a good look at the numbers. We would be tied 262. No one gets 270. And that would mean that this election would wind up going to the Electoral College, and we would probably have a second vote for the first time in a long time, if not ever. And with all the stuff we already know about the person in the White House, this could become very problematic. If you, with the Electoral College, saying that the tradition of voting the way your state voted is just a tradition. It's not a law. People are not really bound by it, but it is a tradition. And there were a lot of us folks on the left pleading with these people to ignore their state and just vote your conscience and vote Democratic, and that, of course, obviously did not happen. So what would happen if we have a tie in the Electoral College? Well, outside of, speeding the college's demise, that's something that we really need to talk about. Something we really need to think about. The possibility in this election that we would have a situation in which we have a tie in the Electoral College. If you have any thoughts about that, please leave them below this video. Please be kind in the comments. If you like what we do here and want to support us, you can always drop something in the piggy bank by going to paypal.me/RadioDon. And that's basically it. We hope you have a good day. We'll talk to you soon.